Hey everybody, it's Sunday, so that means it's time for story time. And as you can see, I already have our special guest out today because he's trying to climb on my face. This is a blue-tailed tree monitor. Now this is a really cool species of monitor that comes from Indonesia. Indonesia is an island chain that's north of Australia, but like kind of south off the coast of Asia. It's near the Philippines, which is another whole group of islands over there. And each island has their own special kind of species of monitor. So this is a very cool one that is known for its unique blue tail, but yellow backing. As you can see, there's also a little bit of blue on his legs, but primarily it's that tail that has all the cool color. Now, this guy's a juvenile, which means he's gonna get bigger. He's kind of like a teenager right now. He still has some growing to do because he's gonna get anywhere between 4 and 5 feet long. Right now with his tail, he's a couple feet long. And that will always be the majority of his length, is his tail. Now, you gotta wonder what this tail helps him do. Well, it helps him do things like climb trees because it gives him balance. It helps him when he's in the water because it'll help him propel through and catch fish. And it'll also kind of work as a weapon because if he gets a little bit wound up and now comes after him, he can whip his tail at him and it will really hurt. Monitors are super cool species. They're very smart like a dog. They can learn to target train, they can learn to stand up, they can learn to walk ladders and all kinds of cool things like that. But it takes working with them quite a bit. You have to spend lots of time with them so they get to know you and understand that you aren't a threat to them. And then they have to understand that the things you're trying to get them to do are going to be rewarded. So you have certain treats that you give them. So this guy primarily likes to eat birds and small insects, but I would give him a very special one. So maybe if I'm training him, I would give him something like not cooked chicken, but some raw chicken, like leftover parts, or some pieces of the inside of chicken or turkey, or even some fish. Because those are things that I may not feed him every single day, but when I'm training him, he understands that it's an extra treat, which means he needs to do something in order to earn it. Kind of like how if we do all of our chores and our homework correctly, then maybe we'll get dessert that night. Now, they have very sharp claws. As you can see, he likes climbing. So this means he can shoot right up a tree, but sometimes he'll climb up that tree and find a hole in it and use his long fingernails and dig the insects out. Or he'll be overhanging across the water and see fish and he'll dive down and use that very streamlined nose and dive straight through the water and pick up a fish. These guys are very smart and a very opportunistic eater. That means they'll eat pretty much anything in sight if they really want to get to it. So he's already a little bit wound up. I'm going to try to get him settled down so that way we can read our story called Earth Day Hooray. This is by Stuart J. Murphy. And it was Earth Day this past week. I hope you guys did something cool for it. And this story will help explain a little bit about what you can do in order to help out on not just Earth Day, but any day. So, Earth Day Hooray by Stuart J. Murphy. This place is a mess, said Ryan. That's why we're cleaning it up, said Carly. Come on, pitch in. The Maple Street School Save the Planet Club. Let me get the light back up. Yay! You guys have watched my videos before. You know I don't edit. I do everything live. So, the Maple Street School Save the Planet Club was cleaning up Gilroy Park, the site of this year's Earth Day celebration. They picked up candy wrappers, crumbled newspaper, empty coffee cans, old flyers, lost tennis balls, and lots of aluminum cans. You know, said Brian, even after we're finished cleaning the park, it won't look all that great. Could really use some flowers at the entrance. Gilroy Park had a few trees and some grass, and that was it. If we take all these cans to the recycling center instead of throwing them away, Brian continued, they'll give us money for each can. Maybe we can make enough to buy some flowers to plant. Mrs. Watson, the club advisor, thought Ryan's idea was fantastic. She said if you can get 5,000 cans, that should be enough for some really beautiful flowers. I bet we won't find any, said Luke. The club sorted all the cans they found. Ryan, Carly, and Luke filled small bags with 10 cans each. And they had 10 small bags, they put them in a big bag that held 100 cans so they would be easier to count. They ended up with 3 big bags of 100, 5 small bags of 10, and 9 single cans. They left the bags near the trash bin so that Mrs. Watson could pick them up in the evening. But the next morning at school, Mrs. Watson called Ryan, Carly, and Luke to her desk. Bad news, she said. The trash collector at the park didn't realize the cans were for recycling. He took them to the dump with the rest of the trash. I knew it, said Luke. I knew we'd never do it. Don't give up, said Ryan. We could still collect cans. We'll have a can drive right here at school. I don't know, said Luke doubtfully. It will only work if a lot of people bring in cans. The custodian, Mrs. Jones, set up a barrel in the hallway. Luke made a big sign. Mrs. Watson helped Ryan put up a flyer announcing their goal. Carly drew a cartoon. The next day, a few kids brought in cans. After school, Ryan, Carly, and Luke went to check out the barrel. They sorted the cans into bags. They had 5 small bags of 10 and 6 single cans. Carly wrote 56 on the sign. We need to get more kids to help, she said. Carly, Luke, and Ryan got permission to visit class. Every class that asked help with the can drive. Carly worked all night so she would be ready. After school, Ryan, Carly, and Luke stopped at every park and field and picked up every can they saw. Let me go grab my monitor. Someone's getting anxious. The next morning, Ryan, Carly, and Luke brought their cans to school. They went by the barrel to drop them off. Look at all these cans, said Carly. I knew it would work. At recess, they counted the cans. They ended up with 6 bags of 100, 3 small bags of 10, and 5 single cans. Carly wrote the total on the sign. Mrs. Watson walked by. You're going to need a bigger bag, she said. I'll bring some in tomorrow. When Ryan, Carly, and Luke checked the barrel the next day, it was overflowing. We'd better ask Mrs. Jones for some more barrels, said Carly. They had 1 bag of 1,000, 4 bags of 100, 8 bags of 10, and 3 single cans. Carly wrote the total on the sign and remembered to put a comma between the thousands and the hundreds. Ryan, Carly, and Luke kept working. Luke put signs up all over school. On Saturday, the members of the Save the Planet Club knocked on every door in their neighborhoods. They handed out Ryan's flyer and carried big bags for people's empty cans. On Monday morning, Ryan, Carly, and Luke couldn't dump their cans in the collection barrels because they were already full. At recess, they counted cans. By the time recess was over, and they still weren't done. Mrs. Watson said they could skip spelling to finish counting. And you didn't think this was a good idea, Carly teased Luke. Finally, they finished. They had 2 huge bags of 1,000, 8 bags of 100, 5 small bags of 10, and 2 single cans. Luke wrote the numbers down. We did it, he shouted. Mrs. Watson took the cans to the recycling center right after school. And Saturday morning, she drove Carly, Luke, and Ryan to the plant nursery. They picked out flowers in their favorite colors. That afternoon, the whole class came to Gilroy Park for Earth Day celebration. The first thing they did was plant the flowers at the entrance. The park looked beautiful and there wasn't a single piece of trash anywhere. The end. So, I hope you guys learned that by banding together and helping each other out, that you can actually make a huge difference. If around your school it's kind of dirty or one of the parks near you is a little bit dirty, ask your teachers and principal if you can start a can drive, or maybe if you can get a group of people over there and start picking up trash. If all of us work together, we really can make a big difference, and you can help beautify the things around you. So it helps you to take pride in your work, it helps you to take pride in your area, your school, or your parks, and it helps bring people together. So I hope you learned a little bit of lesson from Earth Day Hooray. I hope you also learned quite a bit about our blue-tailed monitor friend who, despite getting a little riled up there in the middle and taking a jump and going for a walk, seemed to pretty much enjoy the book. So here's his close-up. I hope you enjoy that beautiful monitor face as he's admiring himself, and we'll see you guys next time.